In my quest to collect a signed jersey of every member of the NBA's 75th anniversary team, today I bring you Bill Russell, one of my favorite players and stories from the NBA. This jersey is signed with his iconic number 6, along with an inscription for his record 11 NBA championships. This jersey is great because it's true to the time period. Signed on the front because at the time, the Celtics were not putting the player names on the back of the jerseys. They didn't do that until 1971 or 72. Russell retired in 1969. Now, by the time Russell passed in 2022, he was simply thought of as one of the Celtics' favorite sons, and he certainly was that, but his history with the city of Boston was much more complex. This was in 1956, so this was about 6 years after a player named Earl Lloyd broke the color barrier in the NBA, and poor treatment of black athletes in the United States was still very prevalent. Unfortunately, Russell was not spared from that. Insults and racial slurs, threats against his family were all commonplace. Russell and some of his teammates were refused accommodations at some of the hotels where his other teammates were allowed to stay. And even in his own neighborhood, he was rejected. Famously, his home was broken into, and as part of that crime, the criminals actually urinated in his bed. So just unthinkable treatment of a star athlete. He was probably one of the most famous people in Boston at the time, and just unthinkable for an athlete in today's era. But he was able to overcome that and still become a champion. He was an icon in the civil rights movement at the time, and really shouldered that responsibility. Now, his relationship with Celtics owner Walter Brown and legendary coach Red Auerbach was amazing. Russell was often quoted as saying he played for the Celtics and not for Boston. He was very complimentary of the way Red Auerbach and Brown treated him. They made him one of the highest paid players in the NBA at the time. They treated him with the respect that he deserved. And in the final years of his career, even made him the NBA's first black head coach, where he served as the unique role of player and coach and won his last 2 championships. So he always had great respect for Auerbach and Walter Brown, and his relationship with the Celtics was such that even when the Celtics wanted to retire his number, he demanded that it be done in an empty Boston Garden. Years later, they re-retired his number in a very public celebration. Russell was present. A bit of a time of reconciliation, but certainly that resentment, understandable resentment and anger that Russell had lingered for many, many years. If you'd like to hear more about Bill Russell, drop me a comment. I could probably make 12 videos about all of the incredible stories about this player, Celtics legend, and cultural icon. Still as relevant today as ever, the game never ages.